Hello everyone, welcome back to 9th session of the 4th chapter, Passive Electronic Components. In the last session, we discussed different types of capacitor, that is, capacitors are classified into two types, one is fixed and the other one is variable capacitor, and we also dealt with the different types of fixed and variable capacitor. In today's session, we will be dealing with the combination of capacitors. Combination of capacitors. So what is this combination of capacitor? These capacitors can either be connected in series or parallel or in series parallel combinations in the circuit. So in today's session, we will be dealing with the effective capacitance value of a capacitors when they are connected in series or when they are connected in parallel. So let us begin this session with the capacitors connected in series. Capacitors in series. So what is this capacitors in series? We are going to tell that the capacitors are connected in series if one end of the capacitor is connected to other end of the capacitor in this manner. So these are the three capacitors which are connected in series. If I am going to connect a voltage source across the series combination which is having a voltage of V, this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. Let me call these capacitors as C1, C2 and C3, and the voltage across these capacitors will be different. We have already discussed about this in the earlier session that in a series combination or in a series connection, the current flowing through the components will remain the same, whereas the voltage will be different. So the current flowing through each and every capacitors will remain the same, but the potential or the voltage across these capacitors will be different. Let me name the voltage across these capacitors as V1, that is the voltage across C1. V2 is nothing but the voltage across the capacitor C2, and V3 is nothing but the voltage across C3, that is the capacitor 3. But here the total voltage whatever we are applying is V, and that will be divided into V1, V2 and V3 depending upon the capacitance value of a capacitor. When a number of capacitors are connected end to end, then we are going to tell that the capacitors are connected in series. Let us apply KVL to this particular loop. So applying KVL, we can easily tell that the total voltage V will be equal to the voltage drops across each capacitors, that is V1 plus V2 plus V3. I already told you that the current flowing through each of these capacitors is same. Since the current flowing through each of these capacitors is same, the charge which gets deposited on these capacitors will also be same. And according to that, I can write that the first plate will be charged to a potential of positive charge and this will be charged to a potential of negative charge. So similarly, this is plus Q, plus Q and minus Q. So the charges which gets deposited on each of these capacitors will remain the same, whereas the potential across these capacitors will be different. Then if I am going to consider Q as the charge which is stored on the capacitor, then V1 will be equal to Q divided by C1. Similarly, V2 will be equal to Q divided by C2, where V is nothing but the potential across the capacitor C1 and V is the potential across the capacitor and C is the capacitance of a capacitor. So when I am considering the first capacitor, V1 is the potential across the capacitor C1, V2 is the potential across the capacitor C2. Similarly, V3 will be equal to Q divided by C3. Since the charge on each capacitor is constant because the same current is flowing through all of the capacitors, we are going to denote the charge of each capacitor by Q only. So let us substitute these relationship on the above equation. So V is equal to Q divided by C1 plus Q divided by C2 plus Q divided by C3. in all of these expression, if I am going to take Q as the common factor, then I will be left with 1 divided by C1 plus 1 divided by C2 plus 1 divided by C3. Let us cross multiply this V and this term. V divided by Q is equal to 1 divided by C1 plus 1 divided by C2 plus 1 divided by C3. But when I am going to replace these three capacitors with one single capacitor which is having a capacitance value of Cs, and when that is connected to the same potential V and the charge on this capacitor is same, that is Q, plus Q and minus Q, then the relationship between the voltage capacitance can be denoted by this formula, V is equal to Q divided by Cs, where V is nothing but the potential across, or the voltage across the capacitor Cs, and Q is nothing but the charge. So this give rise to this circuit, give rise to this circuit. This is the equivalent circuit of this resistor. In place of these three capacitors which are connected in series, I can use a single capacitor which is named as Cs, which is connected across the same potential V and which is having a same charge Q. So V can be denoted by Q divided by Cs, or the same expression can be written as V divided by Q is equal to 1 divided by Cs. But in this relationship, I am having V divided by Q. So this can be written as V divided by Q will be replaced by 1 divided by Cs, which is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So this is the expression to find out the effective capacitance value of three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 which are connected in series. So looking into this final expression, we can easily tell that the reciprocal of the effective capacitance value of a capacitor connected in series will be equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual capacitances. So whenever there are the capacitors connected in series, we can easily find out the capacitance value of the capacitors using this formula. If I am having n number of capacitors connected in series, then the formula will be equal to 1 divided by Cs equals 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus so on up to 1 divided by Cn. If I am having only two capacitors connected in series, then I can directly use this formula. Let me erase this. Then I can directly use this formula. 1 divided by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. If I am going to take LCM, I will be getting C1 into C2, and in the numerator I will be getting C2 plus C1. This is equal to 1 by Cs. If I want Cs, then I can just take the reciprocal of this. Cs is equal to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So this is a simple formula to find out the capacitance of two capacitors which are connected in series, and this is the formula in order to find out the capacitance of the capacitors, n number of capacitors connected in series. Now let us derive an expression for the capacitance of a capacitor when the capacitors are connected in parallel. The capacitors are said to be in parallel when they are connected between the same 2 points. So I can draw a diagram where three capacitors are connected in parallel in this manner. Let me call these capacitors as C1, C2 and C3, and these three capacitors are connected across a voltage source which is having a potential of V, and this is positive and the negative terminal of the battery. Here, since these capacitors are connected in parallel, as soon as the current reaches this point, the current will take three different directions. So in the parallel combination, I can tell that the current will vary, but the voltage across each of these capacitors will remain the same. That is, the voltage across C1 is same as voltage across C2, and it is again same as the voltage across C3. Since the current is taking a different direction and since the current is different for different branches or is different for different capacitor, the charges on these capacitors will also be different, and let us denote those charges as plus Q1 minus Q1, plus Q2 minus Q2, plus Q3 and minus Q3. And this same circuit can be replaced by a simple circuit which is having a capacitance of Cp, which is connected across the voltage source V. This is the positive and the negative terminal, and the charge will be denoted by plus Q and minus Q, plus Q and minus Q. So now let us derive the equation for the effective capacitance of a capacitor when the capacitors are connected in parallel. The total charge Q gets divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3 across different capacitors C1, C2 and C3. So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, but we are having this relationship C is equal to Q divided by V, but Q can be written as C into V, where C is nothing but the capacitance of a capacitor and V is nothing but the voltage of the capacitor. According to this diagram, I already told you that the voltage across each capacitors will be the same. So Q1 will be equal to C1 into V, Q2 will be equal to C2 into V. Similarly, Q3 will be equal to C3 into V. Let us substitute these expressions in the above formula. Q will be equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V. And I can take V as the common factor from this. V into C1 plus C2 plus C3. But coming to this equivalent circuit of these three capacitors which are connected in parallel, here the relationship between the voltage, capacitance and the charge can be written as Cp is equal to Q divided by V, or Q is equal to Cp into V. So let us replace Q by Cp into V. So Cp into V is equal to V of C1 plus C2 plus C3. So V and V gets cancelled. So I will be left with Cp equals C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the equivalent capacitance value of a capacitor, that is three capacitors when they are connected in parallel. So looking into this expression, we can easily tell that the effective capacitance of a capacitors when they are connected in a parallel will be equal to the sum of the individual capacitances. If there are n number of capacitors connected in parallel, then the same expression will be equal to Cp is C1 plus C2 plus C3 so on up to Cn. So this is the capacitance value of the capacitors when n number of capacitors are connected in parallel. Clear? So let me conclude this session at this point. So in today's session, we dealt with the combination of capacitors. Like capacitors can be connected in two different manner, either in series or in parallel. In the series combination, the effective capacitance value of a capacitor is, that is, the reciprocal of effective capacitance of a capacitor is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of the individual capacitances. Coming to the parallel combination of capacitors, the effective capacitance of a capacitors when they are connected in parallel will be equal to sum of the individual capacitances. In my next session, I will be coming with few problems on these combinations of capacitors. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.